and welcome back to another episode of the Paranormal Journals, only here on Black Mass Paranormal. And you all, I have missed you all. It's been a while since I posted a Paranormal Journal, so I wanted to keep it rolling as I roll into my busy investigating season. Now, I am currently about to head out again, but I wanted to go ahead and shoot a quick episode of the Paranormal Journals because I had something pretty freaking crazy happen, and I wanted to tell you about it. So over this past weekend, I was invited by my good friend John to go up to Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary to do a ghost investigation, which, you know, I love ghost hunting. It's fun, but it's not exactly where my passion is. I love being out in the woods. And the crazy thing was that the woods seemed to find me anyway. And oddly enough, I ended up out in the woods at Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary. Now, I wasn't out there for very long, but during that time, this occurred as we were switching buildings, starting to go investigate the Hymax in Brushy Mountain State Pen. John realized that he was running low on battery and he needed to go back to his car in order to, get some new batteries and new lights and whatever he would need. So I had taken that time to go into Hymax all by myself. Now, once I go through Hymax, I'm experiencing some weird things happening inside. And when I walk outside, I'm like, okay, I'm going to take a break and wait on John to get back. So I am standing outside of Hymax and I capture the sound of like a paranormal investigator's lifetime. Like it's such a unique, just amazing sound that, like, I at the time, like, yes, it was scary, but I was like, what did I just experienced? And I was so fascinated. And then it happened again. So I'm going to be sharing that along with, and I don't want to give too much away, something else that I captured actually on camera, like visually, that I want to tell you all, but I can't. But with that being said, I want to talk about the Paranormal Journals. So it wouldn't be the Paranormal Journals if I wasn't telling you all a story. So when we go into Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary, we get to meet this wonderful lady named Jamie. Now, Jamie is sitting inside on, basically waiting on us. And there was some other people there at the prison to kind of do our thing and, close up shop. She's essentially just waiting on everybody to get done. So being the person I am, I start talking to her, and me and John are sitting there having a conversation with Jamie, and she starts talking about some things that have been happening around the prison. Now, this isn't something that is new either. This is actually something that's been happening for a long time. Apparently, in the area around the prison, they are having trouble with cattle mutilations, dog mutilations, wildlife in general mutilations. Now, these mutilations aren't just something where they're finding bones or just, a carcass of something. They're actually finding these animals drained of blood. Now, these animals that I'm talking about, we're talking about boar also. We're talking about dogs. We're talking about cats. We're talking about cows. We're talking about very large animals that are being killed off by something that's in the woods in Frozen Head State Park. Now, the prison backs directly up into the park. So, obviously the prison has its boundary line, but beyond, once you pass that boundary line, you actually go in to the state park, which is which this particular state park is known for strange happenings. Something else that is happening around the prison is they are finding animals with bite marks. Yep. Like fang marks. Like, there's been multiple reports of animals having these fang marks that are draining these animals of their blood. Hey y'all, I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to Keen for sponsoring today's video. If you all have not heard of Keen, Keen has the world's leading platform to provide the general public with absolutely the best psychic advisors in the world. Keen offers a safe, secure, and completely confidential way for you to get in touch with a personal advisor that's going to work with you, that is going to help you get the answers that you deserve. So if you have questions about a relationship, if you have questions about your career, or just general life questions, Keen provides a diverse variety of different platforms in which you can access the proper advisor that is going to help you with your need. So I've teamed up with Keen to provide you all the first 10 minutes for $1.99 using the code BLACKMASS. And if you all have questions about the world of psychic mediums, this is the avenue that you need to take to get those answers that you deserve. Go check them out. There's also reports of just full decapitations from these animals where they'll not be able to find the head. So the head's missing, which in some cases, that, in my opinion, and I always try to rationalize things and first try to explain stuff if I can. Obviously, I'm a paranormal investigator, so my first instinct always wants to jump to something crazy, but I'm still a rational person, so I do want to kind of take a moment and think about what could be happening here. So when I first hear of bite marks, I hear chupacabra, which, for those of you all who don't know who the chupacabra is, it's one of the world's most famous cryptids. The chupacabra originated in South America and moved its way up through Mexico. Now, there's been reportings of the chupacabra all through, the south of the United States, through Texas and even into Florida. There hasn't been too many sightings, actually, in Appalachia, but that doesn't mean that it's not here. Appalachia's a big place. It's a really big place. And there's a lot of forest lands that people just simply don't go to. When I first hear these decapitations, I try to rationalize, well, I want to know what animal is being decapitated. Okay, so what animal particularly is this happening to? Most of the reports that I find actually suggest that they're happening to boar. Now, the Russian boar population, as a result of the Europeans coming over to the United States, has in recent years exploded even more. So we have some gnarly boar here. I'm talking 3 to 4 inch tusks, like built like a freaking truck, like big boar. Now, there's been reports of boar going like even up to 400 to 600 pounds. Now, I'm a little bit skeptical about that, but you know, I'm open-minded and I don't want to rule it out. They very well could be out there. Now, mainly with the boar population being targeted for decapitation, I think hunter. So if you were to go out in the woods and you were to find the corpse of a boar minus its head, I would think that some sort of hunter that's looking into taxidermy is looking for a nice piece for above his mantle now, or her mantle, whatever. But that doesn't explain why it's happening to cows, and it's not explain why it's happening to dogs or cats either. Now, granted, it is happening to boar more often, but that's not necessarily the exception to the rule. Now, what I find interesting is that also, by the way, there are reports of black panthers in Frozen Head State Park. Now, Jamie herself claims to have actually seen one kill a dog. She said that she sat there and she watched this monster attack. I think she said it was a golden retriever, and it had it by its throat and was dragging it away, slowly taking it up towards, I think she said it was taking it up a tree. So, you know, that is important to correlating the chupacabra, because both the Black Panther and the chupacabra, they both originated in Central and South America. Now, is it possible that a chupacabra has worked its way up into the Appalachian Mountains? I really think that it might be starting to come here. You know, I talk about a lot on the channel about the gentrification that is happening. Now, I discuss this because I think it's important to understanding how these cryptids are being reported more frequently now. Obviously, in the South, there's a huge influx of people, and all the natural wildlife areas are being developed, you know, outside of the state park areas. Now, we're lucky in Tennessee that we have a lot of state parks, and a lot of our land is secured. They can't develop there, but, you know, I'm not exactly sure how that works further south. You know, it's possible that, you know, as a result of everybody starting to move to these states, that they are slowly pushing these animals from the south further north, and they are landing in, you know, the Appalachian Mountain area, which there's, you know, plenty for them to survive out there because the forests are so protected, which I love and I want to continue. So, with that being said, this Sunday night, I'm going to be releasing that footage. Well, I'm going to be releasing the first part of the Brushy Mountain investigation. Now, this is actually going to be broken into 2 different videos. So, it's one of my favorite videos that I've done, mainly because of the evidence that was captured, how it was captured, I think is extremely important because of the way that it happened, the way that you are able to experience this cryptid that is lurking out in Frozen Head State Park. Now, I'm not saying that what I captured is the chupacabra. What I am saying is I captured something freaking amazing. And there's something else happening here, that we have gotten pretty much exclusive rights to go out in these areas and investigate and try to get some answers. So if you are new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Give this video a like. It definitely helps me. It allows me to continue to create awesome new content for you all. I want to say a huge thank you to my buddy Willis and all of my members that help support the channel. Without you all, I don't know where I'd be, but I definitely wouldn't have this big smile on my face, because I get to continue doing this for, you know, the near future. I'm super excited about some of the things that I've got planned for the channel. I've got some seriously awesome stuff lined up. I'm going to be doing my best to get all my game cam footage uploaded. I have a ton of it. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to do it onto the channel, to give you all the proper access to it. So yeah, we'll see you on Sunday, and until next time.